So a big game in Pool B is just around the corner for the LA Sevens, New Zealand taking on Samoa. Now, anytime these two sides play, it's always entertaining, it's always fast-paced, and normally it is split by a very thin margin. And in this preview, we are going to be looking through at the previous fixture for both of these two sides. They have both come off losses, so one of these two sides will start building momentum as we get closer to the LA Sevens quarterfinals. Also looking through at key players, and in the end, a prediction of who we think will get the win. But we will start first of all with Samoa. They were defeated in their first opening contest up against the USA, 31 points to 12. Now at halftime, Samoa did actually have a 12-7 lead, but unfortunately a whole heap of errors in the second half, as well as a lack of possession, meant that USA built their momentum, got tries when it was needed, mainly Kevon Williams, that man in his 50th tournament, doing extremely well. But there was still moments of that first half where Samoa did look strong. So for that reason, I feel like there's still plenty left in the tank for them and at this competition. Then for New Zealand, they were defeated by Australia, 27 points to 17. Little bit similar to Samoa versus USA, except New Zealand did their hard work in the second half compared to Samoa, who did do it in the first. Now, New Zealand also ended up with a red card. Whittingham Anofo did get himself sent off. Sam Dixon got a yellow card. In the end, New Zealand losing that game by 7 points. Now, the reason I bring up that margin is because in the 7 circuit, if you are 7 or less behind at the end of the game, you get a bonus point. So New Zealand already have just a little tiny advantage heading into this game up against Samoa as they sit ahead of them on the overall table. But looking through at key players in the matchup up against the USA, I felt that Elizapeta Alofipo was one of the main standouts. He managed to get himself a try, also managed to convert one of the 2 attempts that he did have at the post. Other than him, we saw quite a bit of Fa'afoi Falaniko, who actually was the other try scorer for the Samoans in that contest. And I think Taunu Naulivaia, probably the other player I would go with for the Samoans, in terms of the 3 who are in the best form heading into this contest. Now, Steve Onisai is a player who wasn't in the best form in the last contest, but I think will actually be one of the standouts up against New Zealand. He's had his moments since returning into the 7th circuit, so keep an eye out for that man throughout this important pool stage game. But looking through at New Zealand, in terms of the performance for that first game, we saw tries from Andrew Newstub. We also saw Cody Vai cross the try line, and then right at the end, Xavier Tito Harris scoring in the 15th minute. So those 3, of course, players to watch out for, but it's not just all about the tries. It's about what you do outside of that. Now, New Zealand not having Akulia Rokalisoa is a massive hit. That is due to an injury. Instead, they do have to rely on the other experienced players in their lineup to be able to step up and work extremely hard. I'm looking at someone like a Joe Weber, Sam Dixon. Yes, he got that yellow card, but I think one thing about Dixon is at least you know he's really giving it his all throughout the games. He's going to run around anywhere he needs to, join breakdowns when necessary, and just try and lead from the front for this New Zealand side. But also, Scott Curry, another experienced player for New Zealand, keep an eye out for in this game. But now we are up to the stage of a prediction. Who is going to walk away with this victory? Now, it is actually the first game of 3 that these sides will be participating in throughout day 2 of the LA Sevens. So you want to start on the right track. And normally that is when we see the most tries being scored. Some sides take a bit longer to warm up, but seeing as they've played yesterday, I feel like they've already had their warm-up patch, so they'll be rearing to go. I can see this one being a high-scoring game, and I am going to say New Zealand win it 26 points to 12. Now, that seems a little bit harsh, seeing as these games between these two sides are always so close. I just get that little bit of a feeling that maybe Samoa aren't quite going to perform in this game, and then they're going to have a really good game up against the Australians, or at least that's my hope. If they can get away from this contest with a bonus point, or even better, if they can pull off the victory, will be very impressive indeed. But the game is kicking off at 7:58 a.m. New Zealand time on Saturday morning. We are going to be covering it live on the channel, doing the commentary, so be sure to check that out. Let me know your score predictions in the comments down below, and I will see you all for the next one.